Hi, we are Bruce and Diane Cook, and we're from here in Grand Prairie. And when we first heard about LAM, my first thought was, no, I'm not doing another marriage course. And I thought of all the excuses. This is a really bad time to be away from work. And we didn't have the money, and just a whole bunch of different excuses. Well, God took away all those excuses. But coming, it was like, if this doesn't work, we'll still be married, but we'll just be roommates more than anything. Like, it's just, there was no connection, hardly any connection anymore. And we just, I had lots of people praying and saying, you know what, this is the last straw. If this doesn't work, I don't know where I'm going to go from here. And so we came very apprehensive. The second day, we had a big blow up before we came, and we almost didn't come, but I think I came more out of, it would be too embarrassing not to come. But God used that too. And I must say, this is not your typical marriage course. I was blown away by what was dealt with, and that there's things in our past that make us respond to the way we react to things. And it's like, wow. And we've had so much dealt with here. And I see hope in our marriage. And God has been revealing to us lately, where Bruce is a pastor, and God has been relating to us that he has an awesome ministry for us. And we just didn't know how we'd go forward with that. And God has prophesied over us here and said things to us that we're just so in eager anticipation of what God has for us in the future. It's just amazing. So thank you so much.
About 7 months ago, I had an experience that devastated me, let's say. And what it did was it activated over 50 years of most emotional and physical wounding that had never fully been dealt with. And it caused me to shut right down. Shut down to the point where I couldn't leave the house for a week at a time. And of course, when you do that, it just doesn't affect you, it affects everything. And it affected our relationship in the worst possible way. And it just kept going down and down and down. Then we heard about LAM, and I thought, oh yeah, another marriage course. Those have worked well. But I felt God saying going, and I also should preface it by saying that I felt under huge spiritual attack for the last 3 years for sure, but especially the last 7 months. And so the night before we came, I had a dream, and it was a nightmare. And in that nightmare, Diane and I got divorced. Or we got to the point where we were going to be divorced. And when I woke up, I've had that nightmare previously, but when I woke up that morning, the morning we came, I was okay with divorce happening. And that scared the living daylights out of me. It really did. And then we get here. And I see the content, and I see that what's happening is that we're not going for cognitive therapy to fix something. We're going back to the source where we're made to be fixed. And so I thought, I have to engage with this. And the first day, God dealt with the after effects of that nightmare. And then it carried on, and this morning, in the best group ever, I had a spiritual encounter where God took 57 years worth of emotional and physical abuse, and he healed me, and he wiped the slate clean. And he gave me a picture of a tree in the springtime in a beautiful field, and the leaves have just come out, and the tree is ready to bear fruit. And it just told me that he's restored me, and he's prepared me to step out and to serve him again. And then in our little exercise here, we both had a very similar thing about how the center of our relationship needs to remain strong so that we can fulfill God's plan for us. Yay, God.